Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this March 2nd meeting of the Early Childhood Subcommittee of the House Ways and Means Committee. First of all, I just want to acknowledge we have a new member. Delegate Shanika Henson is new to our committee and new to our subcommittee, and we welcome her. Look forward to serving with you. So we do have one bill on the agenda for today, HB 525. This is Delegate Guyton's legislation to allow for a pilot program for outdoor-based preschools. The committee amendments have been distributed to members of the committee, and I will note that the amendments that are before you are a combination of amendments directly proposed by the bill sponsor, as well as some additional amendments, and these have been shared with the bill sponsor. And I do believe that there may be someone on the call who can, if there's any questions to the amendments or to the bill, that's available for questions. Alistair, do you want to give an overview of the bill as it came in, and then I'm happy to walk through the amendments?
Yes, absolutely. So the bill as it came in creates a pilot program for outdoor early learning and childcare under their current programs that are operating as camps who are not held to the standards that childcare centers are held under the State Department of Education adopted regulations and policies. But they would like to be, and they would like to be in the business of educating kids. So this creates a mechanism by which those institutions, as well as current existing child centers or family child centers who want to educate kids in the outdoor setting, can do it. And so the pilot program lasts for, as the bill came in, it lasted 3.5 years. There were some regulations that had to be adopted. And there was one advisory group that in adopting those regulations, the State Department of Education had to check with, but the amendments kind of into a little bit more detail. So I'll turn over to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Yeah, so the amendments still maintain the intent of the bill of having this pilot program. I'd say it just puts some more guardrails around what that pilot will look like, and specifically what MSD needs to consider and who they need to consult with in developing the regulations to allow these outdoor-based preschools and childcare to operate. So if you're looking through the amendments, the committee amendments, starting on page 2, we are saying that the MSDE is required to convene an advisory group rather than they may convene an advisory group, and that the advisory group will include representatives from the Outdoor Preschool Licensing Advisory Team established by the Eastern Region Association of Forest and Nature Schools and other stakeholders who have expertise in this area. We're saying that starting August 31st, 2023, MSD needs to promulgate regulations to implement the pilot. We are changing the time frame for when the pilot would begin. So instead of it being this coming school year, it's pushed back a year. That was a request from MSDE to have more time to promulgate those regulations. And then we're allowing it to continue for 4 school years instead of 3 school years. In terms of the number of providers that could participate in the pilot, the bill as it came in would have allowed 5 to 10, and then additional could be added in subsequent years. We're limiting it just to the 5 to 10, but giving some parameters in case there are less than 5 that apply, just to make sure that there are some groups that get licensed in this initial cohort. On page 3 of the amendments, we are modifying the language about which providers should be given priority to participate in the pilot program. And then also on that page is where there is a lot more specificity about what issues should be taken up by MSDE as they promulgate the regulations to create this pilot. And then last on on page 4 of the amendments, we have beefed up the reporting requirements for the outcomes. And on page 5, specifically asked MSDE to make a recommendation at the end of the pilot as to whether or not it should be continued, modified, or expanded. Any questions about the amendments? No questions on the amendments. Is there a motion?
Move favorable, Madam Chair.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All right. All those in favor of the amendments, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Any discussion or questions on the bill as amended? If not, is there a motion?
Move favorable as amended.
Second.
All those in favor of the bill as amended, please say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
All right, that passes unanimously. And that is all that we have on our agenda for today. Thank you all for